All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G, back at y'all with another one. Got Brian in the building, got Marlon in the building. Whole lot to talk about with this Saints offseason today, man. Today, I I imagine a lot of Saints podcasters will be making some content today, doing some emergency pods. It's a lot to talk about and discuss. And for right now, a lot of fans out there in Who That Nation, some of them are sad, some of them are in the middle, and some of them are happy, man. But it's kind of very surreal that this has finally happened. It's looking like that Cam Jordan is going to be hitting free agency after 15 seasons in the black and gold. His kids, they literally from New Orleans. He embraced the city very much, always at the Pelicans games. Tried and true, New Orleans Saints to the fullest. And it's gonna be weird to see him in another jersey if that come to fruition, man. So, man, without further ado, man, let me get you guys' opinion on what y'all think didn't happen. Which one of y'all want to go first?
You can start it off,
I go.
Marlon.
All right. I think the Saints it's bittersweet. First of all, let me get this started. Cam, he a city legend. Like it's beyond football at this point. The stuff he do in the community, always being in and around the town and all that. I just think that organizationally, they closing the Peyton era. Like they finally ending the Peyton Breeze era. They willing to move off of players. And if you're gonna take the dead money, I think that they would prefer to keep these guys, like such as Cam and Demario, but they not about to get into a bidding war or meet contract demands of 37-year-olds. And I think that Kellen Moore, I'm not saying he the one advocating for it, but him being the coach and the guy in place changes the situation. Like if this was like a Dennis Allen or say if they hired a guy that had previous Saints ties, you wouldn't be getting these decisions. And again, I know it's tough for fans, but these are decisions that need to be made because again, 5 years post Breeze, Breeze going to the Hall of Fame now. You can't just keep all these old players on these high cap hits and keep pushing the cap hits down. Like of all these great players we had, the only player that's ever helped our rebuild, helped the rebuild in the future, is Lattimore. He the only player that got us shit back. He got you a starting corner and a starting safety and a running back that's a part of a room. So I just think that they finally being they willing to make the tough decisions, and it's growth, and it's growth that's needed though. And I think the after Cam, the real hard decision is going to be about Alvin because we can maybe get into that later, but that's the one that they really need to make now. But
yeah,
that's
they
all I
just
had.
yeah they just restructured Chase Young. I just seen like right before we went live. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts, B?
I mean, I'm with Marlon on this one, man. I feel like it's bittersweet because Cam is a New Orleans legend, and it's not a guarantee that he's gonna walk away. It's just an idea of look, like Marlon said, we're not getting into a bidding war. So if somebody wants to pay you 13 mil for a year, go get your money. If somebody wants to pay you $5 to $7 million, come back and talk to us. We'll make it work out. And I think that's where we are now. But that should be the move going forward for everybody that's of age at that point. It's the same for Demario. It should be the same for Alvin. It should be like that because now that the Saints have hired a guy like Thomas Dimitroff, who comes from the Patriots, where their model was we'd rather get really one year too early than 1 year too late. Well, hell, Cam and Demario and a lot of the older guys been hanging around for probably 2 3 years too long. As Marlon stated, the best indicator of that is Breeze is in the Hall of Fame now, man. So ever happen. It's best to just bid these dudes, God bless, farewell, happy endeavors on whatever you got going on next. But it's time to start the rebuild, and it should happen now. And I don't have a problem with it. If Cam is back next year on a team friendly contract, so be it. Demario back on a team friendly contract, so be it. But if it was up to me, Cam wouldn't be here, Demario wouldn't be here, and Alvin wouldn't be here. That's just me.
Yeah, man. A lot of people are saying that, well, if you're going to let Cam walk, it's time to let all these other veterans walk and, develop some new leaders and just really have this new era in place, you know, and a lot of people are excited for that. Like a lot of fans, they fall in love with the names, but a lot of fans they fell in love with the team. Like it's team first, you know. Forget the names. The names, you know, they have a chance to go solidify their career and go get a ring because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people would like to see Cam Jordan go get that ring because they feel like he's earned the fact to go get this ring right now, you know. And I think that he can be a help to another team. Like he could provide leadership, he could provide a voice in the locker room, he could provide a pillar in the community, and on top of that, he could provide production. He could go help a team and maybe get like 6, maybe 7 sacks on a team that can use him. So if it does happen, I would damn sure hope. I would like to see him get a ring. I don't think he'll go to anybody in the division, but you know, if he could go help a team, I would like to see that, and I would like to see us just move on from these other veterans. What other restructures do you guys see in the near future? Like I just spoke on us doing Chase. Do you have anybody else in mind that y'all think we need to get to ASAP?
I think that they going I think well Chase was the easy one. I think it's about 5 other guys. They all under the age of 30. Or it's 4 other guys who I think that they will, because I do think they want to spend some money. So I can see them restructuring like Jawan. I think they did Justin Reed already. Like it's not like I don't think they doing like full restructures, but like tweaking. You gonna tweak probably McCoy. That's a little dangerous because of like the injuries, but I think it's a drought at center in the league, so you gonna keep him around. I think you're gonna do Juwan. I think they're gonna do Granderson. After that, I don't think they should be restructuring anybody because that'll get you enough cap space right there. Like you can't restructure. I think they're gonna cut Devon Gotcha pretty soon. By the way, too. Me personally, I get rid of Cesar Ruiz, but if you're on a team, his contract can't be touched. Um, and I don't think Elvin is a restructure. I think that's a potential cut, maybe a trade, like a cut post June 1 that can help you sign your draft class. But I think that's the moves you see. And then you might see like an extension, but the extension will be down the line to like Olave or something. But that's pretty much the moves I see.
I'm with Marlon on a lot of that, man. Except for we disagree on the way they should go about with Alvin, but that's about it, man. Like I don't think Ruiz should be touched unless you. I think they should trade him outright, point blank, period. To be honest with you, I don't think Pete Warner should be touched. That's another contract. I don't think they should even, don't even bother messing with. Everybody else is either hit or miss here and there, man. Like it's the names that Marlon said. Taysom is a free agent, so he's good to go, man. So McCoy is kind of what Marlon said, man. Like the injuries are concerning, but he when healthy, you understand why the Saints would want to keep him around. He's only 28, by the way, so it's like it makes sense to want to say, all right, we'll keep him around. But with Alvin, I think that's the difference in what me and Ball split at. It's the idea of, look, I don't want Alvin on the team, but they can't outright cut him
Oh,
because
B,
he's
B,
18 million
B.
against dead
That's where
cap.
I'm
Yeah,
at. B, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I don't think he should be here on the team anymore. I know what I watched last year. I don't think he was playable, like in any capacity. So I think he should be off the team. But it's just how do they go by it?
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The only thing we differ on is whether or not he should be traded or cut, because whether
Yeah.
whether Alvin on the team or not, unless it's the post June 1st cut that you mentioned. If he on the team or not, you still that cap hit ain't going nowhere. Like he don't have a lot of guaranteed money. It's the cap hit that's the problem. It's 18 million dead money if you're on the team, 18 million in dead cap if you're off the team. I think they should do what me and Marlon talked about earlier. I think they should do something like, look, restructure his contract, make it one of those retirement type of contracts. If you're gonna keep him around, let him play out, sparingly here and there throughout the year so he can have his farewell tour and then get him the hell off the team. But the only way you'll be able to do that is to move his numbers. You got to do something with that contract to restructure it, because you can't take an 18 mil dead cap hit on a dude that's not even gonna be on your team the following year. Restructure it however you got to. And I've been saying this a long time ago. Alvin wouldn't have been able to tell me either keep me around or I'm gonna retire on y'all. He wouldn't have been able to tell me them words, because I would have called this bluff. I'd have been like, see you in Cancun, partner, because you up out here. Like in one of the two, I would have traded him. He wouldn't have been able to tell me that. So him threatening that again this offseason means nothing to me. I would trade him to Kansas City. I would trade him to one Buffalo or somebody, whoever wanted him. They could give me a pack of Skittles in return. I wouldn't care. I just don't want him. And I think at that point, and Marlon mentioned something that I think too many Saints fans are ignoring. They want to blame it on the offensive line. They want to blame it on the coaching staff. They want to blame it on the quarterback. No, I'm sorry to inform you, because I know how y'all act behind y'all heroes, and it's hard watching your superheroes lose their superpowers. Alvin Kamara was not playable because he was healthy towards the end of the year, and they still didn't put his ass on the field. So no, Alvin needs to go, man. It's time. It's long overdue. Arriva Dirty, see, go play around in NASCAR. Go be a bad bitch. Go be a model. I don't care what you go do, but you can't play for the Saints no more. And if you go play, let him get 2 or 3 snaps and go put him on the bench the rest of the game, because the Saints need to go with a youth movement. And Alvin Kamara cannot help you running the ball. He can't help you catching the ball. I watched too many plays last year in which the old Alvin Kamara would have busted and took it for at least 20. This Alvin Kamara runs right into the back of his blockers and gets you 10 yards at best. Nah, man, it's time, bro. It ain't no slight to Alvin. He seemed like a cool cat. I ain't never had no problems with him. He loved the city. Good for him. He just can't play for him no more. And if your threat is to retire, you got to show me, because I definitely call this bluff. But the best way to go about it is to just restructure his deal and give him a farewell tour.
All right. Speaking of Alvin, you know, we got to talk about the offensive line. A lot of people are thinking we're going to get, one of these big name players in the draft at number 8. A lot of people really want Love. A lot of people in love with Love, and then some people, they the minority. They wouldn't mind the Styles. They wouldn't mind the cornerback from LSU. But a lot of people are very scared that we're going to draft the offensive lineman, and we just worked out an offensive lineman named Tristan Lay, and BISCU had asked, is this indicates that we're gonna move Banks into the inside? I was thinking that maybe they'll move the right tackle on the inside before they move Banks on the inside. So is that a real possibility?
Tally ain't going inside. He's gonna still, because you really don't have a right tackle or a left tackle. But last year when they had Penning, that's why I asked the question, because the talk was, and from those who are a hell of a lot better at covering the Saints than I am, the talk was, oh well, it's possible that Banks can move inside. Like if they want to keep Penning, they would have put Penning on the outside, Banks on the inside, that type of stuff. Or if you were gonna keep Tyler Fuago, whatever like that, on the left side, you could have moved Banks inside. So that's why I asked the question. Do I think Banks is moving? Absolutely not. I think Banks gonna stay where he at. Tyler gonna stay where he at, and they're gonna try to plug the interior as they plug the interior. But they do need depth, and that's why that piece that they were talking about, the offensive lineman, we talking about him, Monroe, Freeling, all these guys, man. If you see them, make moves like that, it's because they know they need depth. But at any given time, it wouldn't surprise me to see them kick somebody inside if they can't find an offensive guard in free agency. Or if a dude like David Edwards or Verja Tucker, man, if they start costing too much money, Saints gonna pivot in a heartbeat. They're not gonna pay nobody no 17 million to play offensive guard for them. I can't see it happening.
What you think, Marlon?
The guy who they worked out, I think that's just to get ahead of like UDFA. So you want to see him because he ain't getting drafted high at all. He's probably like you throwing like a 6 to 7 round pick at that. At the guy from Clemson, but they not gonna draft him. I don't see them drafting a lineman at 8 or anything, because they got their tackles and they got their center. I do think they spend big money on at least a left guard. I think you see like whatever you consider, if you consider Justin Reed a middle tier free agent last year, I think they spend middle tier to upper tier money on at least a left guard.
What about the guy from the Chargers?
Who? Mekhi Becton is awful. He's fucking garbage. Like, I don't know if you were talking about Zion Johnson.
I was talking about Becton just for the simple fact he got ties with killing.
Mekhi Becton is a horrible player. He's Black Trevor Penning. He just got to play in Philly. He got to play in Philly, basically. He busted at left tackle. Well, he kept getting hurt and he was fat. So he wasn't good at, they moved him from left tackle to right tackle. He was horrible at right tackle. Then he goes to Philly and you get to play with the best offense. That we're gonna look back in 10 years and be like, bro, the second worst play on the Eagles offense was the center who was a Pro Bowl level center before shit went to hell this year. But like that's like he's just one of those players that got blessed in his circumstances, and he got to play next to a all time great right tackle. But we need to stay away from shit like that. I'm gonna tell you, he worse than Ruiz at
Mm.
this point.
Yeah.
So that's shit that we should stay away from.
You got any thoughts on that, B?
Rainey nailed it, bro. When I say nailed it, I mean nailed it. I don't know. I think sometimes, and I just had this argument with somebody on Twitter not long ago, man. And I don't want to say argument like it got heated, but more like, trying to school him on exactly what Rainey just said, bro. It's the idea of people think Becton was a good player. Becton was trash. He had one good season, and he parlayed that into, people thinking he was actually a good player, but he wasn't. He was surrounded by a lot of talent that was able to hide his deficiencies, and the idea of it put him in a position to make people think he was better than what he was. Would it have worked last year when you didn't have a left guard? It would have worked only because you didn't have a left guard and putting anybody in that spot, which we've seen. They tried Trevor Penning. They tried Dylan Radunz, whatever the hell his name is. They tried him. They tried me. They tried you. They tried Rainey. It's like anybody would have fit in that spot because they needed a left guard. But when he went to the Chargers, he got exposed once again. Same thing with Penning. No matter how many times you try to salvage it, he's just not a good player. That the black Trevor Penning was probably the best analogy you could give him. That boy horrible, and he
Black
stayed injured just as much as just as horrible as he is. He been hurt just as much as that. He's not a good depth piece. He's not none of that, man. That boy got lucky. And that's all about
Yeah,
it is. He got lucky and cashed in at the right time that he came off of, a good season in the right time. Other than that, Mekhi Becton been absolutely horrible. And he just Cinderella is that glass slipper. It ain't going off her foot. It cracked. It's broken. It ain't never gonna be put back together again. That one, they're done.
Mm. All right. Let me go ahead on and get into. Let me go ahead on and stick with the offense. Uh, the Chiefs they traded McDuffie, and a lot of people, are seeming to think that got something to do with the Saints getting Jeremiah Love. I think you and Rainey had like a disagreement or something on Twitter yesterday about the situation. Like, what all this has to do with the Saints drafting Jeremiah Love at 8, and how do y'all think it can affect the draft? When it
We, we
comes to
don't
the
we don't we
Chiefs and the
don't never
Titans.
me and Raven will never have disagreements. We just see like I'm standing on
we
one side of the beach. He's standing
yeah.
across from me. There's a 6 drawn on the ground. So on my side, I see a 6. On his side, he see a 9. That's all. We'll never have disagreements, man. It just be just seeing it from two different sides, but it's the same thing, man. It's like, look, I am in favor of the Saints drafting Jeremiah Love. I'm in favor of it, bro. I'm all for it. I would hope and pray that it happens. My problem is that too many teams after that boy ran that 4-3 are now like, there's no way we pass on him. Tennessee might not pass on him. The Giants might not pass on him. You could even have a team like the Browns or something like that surprise you. And then there's Kansas City, who has a history of being able to beat the Saints to the punch. They beat him for Mahomes, and now they can beat him for Love because acquiring McDuffie gives you 2 draft picks. You're not sliding down that far if you go from trading with Cleveland to go from 7 to go to 9 if you Cleveland. And you get up an extra pick to where you can help rebuild that garbage ass team that you got. No, man, I just think that I'm not saying Kansas City will. I'm saying this definitely puts them in more of a position. So if you wanted him, you got to jump up to get him, and the Saints not going to do that. So that just lessens your way of doing it. So I don't disagree with Randy. I do want the Saints to get Love. I just don't know if they'll be able to because of all of this now.
Yeah, I really want Love. That's my number one target. Like for where we at, and like I'm just being realistic. I guess my point I was trying to make is I'm like, if you really like start doing a strong deep dive, especially because I think the difference with the Saints got a lot of financial flexibility, especially in the future years. Like the Chiefs don't have that. So like the Chiefs have an expensive roster. They best player, they got Mahomes, so I ain't going. But I'm gonna say like they second, third best player on the team is Chris Jones, and that contract is like we talking about like $50 million cap hits. And I don't know after this year if you want to keep restructuring Chris Jones because like he was not the same player last year. They missed on an entire draft in 2023. They missed that worthy pick, at least what it's looking like right now. And they signed 2 like bad contracts in the end and this linebacker. So I think like they need the picks for players. That's why I was saying I don't see them trading up for Love. I guess it's just like we never gonna get over. them doing the Mahomes thing, but I think it's different when it's a quarterback. I don't think they do that for a running back because that team right now, that team more closer to being like a last year. I think the Chiefs they got the reputation of being like they got the Super Bowl reputation and all that and being a dynasty, but like they deserved to pick in the top 10 last year. They was a bad football team. I think they more closer to like a bad football team with a great quarterback or like one of those, say the 2014 through 2016 Saints than they are like the Chiefs of the past. That's the only reason why I say I couldn't see the trade up. But again, we got to watch the teams in front of us. And I really think the team to watch in front of us, like, I don't think Washington will do it because of the defense. And I don't think the Giants will do it. I think the Giants are just bluffing. But Tennessee, they seem like they into it. So I think that's a team to watch at this point.
Who's y'all sleeper that a lot of people not talking about? Well, they're getting talked about, but you
Lamar.
know, hmm?
My bad, brother. Keep going.
Oh yeah, who's y'all sleeper that a lot of people are not talking about? Like most people think we're gonna get either Downs, Love, maybe Bain, or Lemon. But who's y'all sleeper? Like, is it who would y'all like to see if we don't get none of these guys? Is it Styles? Is it the cornerback from LSU? Is it Sadiq, the tight end? Like, who would y'all like to see if it's neither of those guys?
You mean at the 8th pick?
Yeah.
Oh, I think David Bailey. I think if you have a chance to get David Bailey, man, you get him. That boy there is a certified dog, bro. And I think we only scratching the surface of what he could be, man. Like David Bailey as an edge paired up with Chase Young and Carl Granderson being that rotational piece. I think
Yeah.
it works. I think it works
When you
extremely well, bro.
when you put Carl into that third spot, if Carl can ever like slide into that third spot, like they'll you'll finally have an edge room worth something. But
Oh,
I'm gonna
my bad,
go.
Rain. I'm going to cut you now, brother. Before you go, I want to add something else to it too. I think I say Carl Granderson, but Stahlberg is also another person, man, that can kind of you kind of deploy him as you will as a pass rusher too, man. To where you got him, you got Carl or whatever like that. You added David Bailey to that mix, man, with Chase. I think it could work out, man. I just think Stahlberg, he kind of like a hybrid, bro. So I like that
Yeah.
addition too, and I don't want to discount him.
You know what's funny about that Bailey choice you just said? If I'm not mistaken, I think I could have sworn I seen Homer Q. It was a mock draft where they had us getting David Bailey. And I think Homer Q said, man, I swear to God, I could be a fan if that happened.
No, it's no. I don't think it was the player. I think they had the Saints trading up for him. I think that's where it got him. Because I'll be against that shit too. I'm not trading up for nobody in this class. We need all the picks, especially like this. We ain't. I don't think we can be trading picks and all that because especially we about to take potentially 100. We about to set a record for like most amount of dead money ever taken on if like Demario and Cam contract void. So we got to make all our picks. That's why it was a mistake not to trade Alante when you had like a legitimate offer for him, even if it was just a fourth round pick. Don't be greedy for an extra fifth. But I'm gonna say my player, I'll probably put Styles in that. I think they bored. I don't know, bro. I think they bored as a defensive player mainly. Like I think you got Bailey, Reese. I guess I waver on Bane. It's not that I think that he bad. I just think that like that bill scare me. Like if you like just go look at him, like you can say, damn, if that nigga eat for a weekend, he a defensive tackle. But if he lose some weight, then maybe it'll work. But then he got them small ass arms too. But I would say like the edges, and then I would say Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles hold precedent over any offensive player, but Jeremiah Love is included with those guys. But like I think five defensive players and Love are ahead of any like defensive tackle, any corner, any wide receiver. Cause I like Delane a lot. I wouldn't take Delane in the top 10. I'm sorry. I need athletic testing at a combine. I think we can disagree on like the athletic measurements and all that. When we talking about a corner in the top 10, I need athletic measurements from you. This a 5'11", 190-pound corner that got small arms that didn't run at the combine, and no cornerback that's going in the top 15 ran at the combine. I got a problem with that. Um, these wide receivers, I think they good players. I don't think these wide receivers better than the class from when we took Olave. I wouldn't put any of these guys over the top guys from that class. And those dudes wasn't hiding athletic measurements and shit like that. I think Jordan Tyson got the talent, but the medical history. I think Jordan Tyson is of that class, but the medical history, like they wouldn't do it at 8. But Sadiq, he's not a top 10 pick. Like he's like a guy you take at 20, but he's a freak athlete. So like the athleticism gonna boost him up, but he's not a guy you take in the top 10. So I think it's gonna be either one of those 6 defensive players or like Love or something. But I just don't think those other guys at pick 8 value provide that.
Yeah, I think Marlon hitting it again, man. Like it's crazy because when you look at Caleb Downs, he might just be the best player in the entire draft. And not only is he the best player, potentially the best player in the draft, he's at a position of need. Look, man, Justin Reed could get emotional all he want. I say this shit to his face, and I wish I would have had the chance for Mardi Gras. Just missed him. I'd have told the nigga to his face, bro. I don't know what the hell you be doing out there, bro, because you are not a free safety. Strong safety, maybe. Hybrid, put him in a slot. I might give you the benefit of the doubt there. But free safety, absolutely not. And, people get mad when you tell them the truth, bro, because the truth sounds like hate to them. But you take Caleb Downs, you unlock Brandon Staley's defense like it has not been, because now you have a healthy pass rush to go along with a dude on the back end that can erase it, and you have young corners that haven't proven themselves. Caleb Downs is absolutely the right pick. If you ain't taking Jeremiah Love, you better be taking Caleb Downs. I think Mansour is a good player. He ain't Caleb Downs. Sonny Styles would probably be my only, Sonny Styles or Arvell Reese, who I don't think they're going to be there. But that being said, man, like Caleb Downs, if it ain't Jeremiah Love, I could do without one of the wide receivers, to be honest. I don't have to go Carnell Tate. It ain't got to be Jordan Tyson, and I love Jordan Tyson, but it ain't got to be them, bro. I think defense is heavy on the Saints board, and I think what Rainey said about Ruben Bain is absolutely true, man. It's the idea of, look, the last time somebody came out of the draft was just last year when people was questioning his arm length. That was Will Campbell from LSU. It was he's such a great tackle, such a great tackle. And too many people came out and say, yeah, but them arms, man, them arms gonna get him in trouble. And it did. They ate his ass for lunch all season. I think the same thing gonna happen with Bain. Bain is gonna be a really good player until you got somebody like a Teron Armstead on a left side, and Bain got to go up against that, and Teron anchor down and lock his ass out there, and he just looks stupid out there because he can't do nothing with him. I'm not saying
Yeah.
Bain a bad player. I'm saying they got them real 6'7", 6'8" offensive tackles with arms that stretch like Dawson from Street Fighter, and that boy ain't gonna be able to do nothing with them people.
Yeah, you got to
So
tackle.
I question it.
You got tackles like Lane Johnson. You ain't dealing with like it be these tackles in college be like they be taller than the dudes in the NFL, but like they can't move like them. They don't got feet and they don't know how to use their hands like them, like these top tackles. So that's where it's concerning to me. The only thing I should give with Bain as opposed to like 'cause I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't want Bain at 8. Like I just don't want him at 8, but like the one thing I give him on his side as opposed to Will Campbell is even with them small ass arms, he do play with power. Will Campbell wasn't playing with power at LSU. Like you couldn't run behind him. If I can't run behind my left tackle, I got a problem. That's why I thought Kelvin Banks was the better player and better prospect than him. And I think the Saints made a good choice in that decision. But that's my only like benefit or like nod that I give Bain is he do play with power, even though he got them small arms.
Yeah, I mean, if Bain was at 15, I got no problem with it. In the top 8, I don't want no question marks. I don't have.
Yeah,
There's
that
2 players in the draft, maybe 3, that I don't think have question marks. The first one is Caleb Downs. The second one is Jeremiah Love, and you can put them in whatever order you want to, because those are 2 players that to me they're damn near flawless picks. I would be
and
shocked if either one of those dudes turns out to be a bust.
yeah. And I think the third for me would be Sonny Styles in that.
Sonny
Cause
Styles
his
is
tape,
another one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cause that's
Sonny Styles.
freakishly at freak his tape got better from like it was a clear jump from year 1 to year 2, or like from last year to this year. Then the athletic testing on top of it, like it's just different.
He a mutant, bro. He too
Yeah.
big, too fast, too athletic. He goes sideline to side. Like he's like if you were creating a linebacker in the lab, it's Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
but I'd much rather him play inside than play outside.
Yeah. But I think you can deploy, you can like there's a lot of these dudes now they coming into the league is like they not even like having they don't really have a position. Like these niggas is just flat out weapons. I think you can just use Sonny Styles as a flat out weapon.
If the pick at 8 is Sonny Styles, you won't hear me complain.
Hell
That's a
no. I
fact.
might buy his jersey that night.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Sonny Styles, when I look at what Ohio State did, talent wise, as far as the combine and just the player graphics and stuff like that, man, like what they put on film, you would wonder why the hell Ohio State lost the game, bro. Downs, Reese, Styles, you like these dudes defensively are just like they mutants, bro. Like you gotta grow these cats in a lab, man. Like they are
Shit,
that good.
they knows tackle a first round pick, bro. That nigga stopped the run by himself.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like the Ohio State defense is legit, bro. And I mean, if at any point at 8, if it's the New Orleans Saints select and it's one of them 3 cats from Ohio State, Arvell Reese, well I think he want to go by Vel now, but Vel Reese,
Yeah.
Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs, man, I ain't got no problem. I would be more upset if they took Cornell Tate at 8 than anything, even if he is a good receiver. I think you
Like
can
I
get to.
think
I think you can get a Cornell Tate level wide receiver in the second round.
I would say on Tate and like Lemon, because it's kind of hard to count Tyson because the injury history, like people just probably not gonna be comfortable with it. They guys that like if the Saints pick 13th, I would love it. 8,
Yes,
I do not hate it at 8. Let me just get this point. I don't hate it at 8. It's just like, damn, is there any way I could trade back?
and Mickey don't
That's how
trade
I
back.
view it. Yeah.
Mickey don't trade back. He either going forward or he ain't doing nothing. So I think that I'm with you. That's my problem. And people got mad at me because like I always say this, bro. I'm not the person making the deal. I'm just a cat that hit things from time to time. So if I put it on the internet or Twitter or wherever I put it at, man, I'm not saying I want it to happen. I'm just telling you what I heard. And I heard that they like Jeremiah Love. They like a lot. Like this was before 4.33 speed. They like him a lot. But they love Makai Lemon. I'm not saying that's the right move to make. I'm just saying that's what I heard. They like Makai Lemon is they small light skinned version of like Michael Thomas. And if you look at the wide receivers that have been dominating, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Emeka Abuka, these cats, man, like these small, shifty but strong. Debo Samuels is probably the model people look at. But before that, you had 5'9" Steve Smith before Debo Samuels came along. These cats like 6'6" in the same type of mindset. So I can understand the desire to have one like that, especially because Olave just seemed like a nice guy. Makai Lemon seemed like he's a little bit of a psycho, which is kind of how Mike Thomas was. So, I mean, all I'm saying is that if Makai Lemon and Jeremiah Love are both on the board, and I don't think they will be, if the Saints pick Makai Lemon, I'm not saying it's the right move. I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me based on what I've heard.
Be on that point though, this don't I don't obviously I'm taking Love over Lemon. And I
Same
like
here.
McKylan. But I'm just saying it is a financial thing. They are going in certain positions in the league, you're gonna ask yourself because I anticipate if Chase Young do what he do next year, do what he did this year, next year, that's a contract extension where we talking like 30 million a year. Olave gonna get his money. So you are gonna ask yourself, hey man, I got a pair. If I got this guy, he's expensive. When you got like a high paid wide receiver, the best thing to do is put another wide receiver opposite of them on like a low level, on like a cost control contract for 4 to 5 years. So that would be like a discussion and shit like that from a financial standpoint. Just like edge rushers, like teams do that. As opposed to what a running back get, like Jameer Gibbs and Bijan gonna get paid this year. And dog, I think Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the league. I think he's the clear best running back in the league for me. But Bijan Robinson gonna get paid $23 million a year. Drake London on his team is gonna get 33, $34 million a year, maybe even 35. And the better player is Bijan. So it is like the money and the cost, that shit do matter to a certain point
Oh
in
yeah,
like
no question,
decisions like that.
no question. I'm just, like for me, I'm taking Jeremiah Love all day long. That's me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one of these cats that be like, oh, positional value and all of this nonsense like that. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I look at NFL draft the same way I look at most major decisions. If you take it and you just put it in everyday terms, you would understand what's the right move to make. I'm not trying to hear nobody tell me what positional value says you can get a running back in the 4th round and it'll be just as good. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Because if I was going shopping for a house, I could buy my dream house, or I could go buy a house that's $150,000 less, but I'm not getting what the hell I want. I get everything I want in Jeremiah Love. I get a running back that's good in pass protection, that's good catching the ball out of the backfield. He's a solid teammate. He can break one at any given moment. So that what am I not getting at Jeremiah Love at 8 that I would have to wait all the way to the 4th round to maybe get that? Nah, man, I ain't maybe going nothing. If I know my prospect is there, I'm getting him. If that's a running back, it's a running back. If it's a wide receiver, it's a wide receiver. If it's a safety, because safety's been devalued too. So why would I not take a Caleb Downs or a Jeremiah Love with the 8th pick if I know they are everything that I need? I'm getting my money's worth. I'm not doing this nonsense about, well, in the 4th round, I've seen running. Yeah, guess what? In the 4th round, they've had bust too. So I'm not trying to hear that shit, because all I'm gonna ever think about is I could have took him at 8, but instead I wanted to positional value and overthink the room, and I waited to the 4th round to get a running back, and he's not as good as Jeremiah Love was, and he's out of the league in 2 years, if that. I'm not trying to hear that. The last teams that have taken him, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna give you the point right now, because we actually have the same exact draft slot, and they was in the same draft. Say I picked 8 3 years ago, if the Saints had picked at that spot, the Saints could have took Bijan Robinson, and he was like, "Oh no, I can't do it. The positional value." And like it was a draft where he was it was a draft like this one where the running back, the wide receiver, the running back, the safety, and the linebacker are the best 3 players in the draft.
Yes.
Say if it was a draft like that, I could have took Bijan Robinson. I was like, "Oh, I can't do a positional value." And then in the 3rd round, I come back and take Kendrick Miller, which is what they did. Look at that. You fucked up in the draft.
That's perfect. Boy, when I say perfect, my nigga, that was perfect.
You got one, because in the same draft, like say in the same draft, like about 15 picks after Bijan, Devon Achane came or went right after that. Now that's a good pick. If you pass up on Bijan and you got Devon Achane in the 3rd round, that's great pick. That's great GMing. But like in the Saints case, if when you make the mistake and you take the wrong player, like it can go both ways. You can't always do positional value, because like Myles Garrett just broke the sack record and that team was garbage. Like
bingo. I was gonna get to that next, brother.
He a first ballot Hall of Famer easily. He one of the 5 best defensive players we done seen since like the year 2000. We gonna knock him, and he played like the most important. He played one of the 3 most important positions.
I was gonna say something so similar, bro, because I was gonna say it ain't been like Ashton Jeanty is not the reason why the Raiders was horrible. Bijan Robinson not the reason why the Falcons ain't getting it. Like, you can't blame the running back because everybody else is sorry. You can't blame that running back because it ain't like Ashton Jeanty just started being garbage or something like that. Nah. Your running back, if your running back is the best player on your team and elevating you, then nigga, you got issues. It really it's really that simple. And not to mention that, but you better do something because you got 1 year. And when I say 1 year, I mean 2026. Because in 2027, if Tyler Shuck is who they think he is, you about to pay that man $400 million. So you better get it right now. You don't really have a choice. You better have a whole bunch of people on work contracts because Tyler ain't coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Yesterday. What'd you say, B? B?
He was breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, he broke up at the end right there. But yeah, man. Shit. I was gonna say I wonder, if that was to happen, since Kellen Moore, he's more of a passing type of coach. I wonder would he go limit over Love, because like you say, I think they was just using Saquon Barkley and the Eagles because they made him do that because he was just the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think oh, you got it, B.
It's a tough choice, man. And the only reason why I could justify anybody saying they would pick Lemon over Love, who I don't think Lemon is a bad receiver. I just don't think he has the same value. If you know, if on a scale of 1 to 100, if Love is a 95, Lemon might be a 90. So I can't justify picking Lemon over Love. But if I had to, I would say it simply comes down to Olave. If you think you ain't gonna be able to give Olave the money that you're giving, you probably gotta draft a Lemon or somebody like that because you know you got one more year with Olave before he dip on you.
Yeah. Yeah, Deuce Winham, he shook up Saints Twitter yesterday with the position of value thing, saying he would not take Love, and he stood his ground on that. And I seen a
Man,
lot
he
of
ain't
people in
stand
his
his
mentions.
ground. He ain't stand his ground. I'm blocked by that Sigler dude because I called him a fake reporter before. But that Sigler dude kept pressing him to name players and he wasn't naming shit. So he ain't stand his ground. He just want to say it.
Nah,
Just I
nah. My bad, bro. Let me say this. I know I have a personal disdain for Deuce Wyndham, and it's because when nobody knew Deuce Wyndham, I was one of the ones that told people this is Deuce Wyndham. So it's kind of like I helped help him gain his popularity. And then he wound up pulling, he wound up pulling a Karen on me and told me he would use his white privilege to get me in trouble. So from that point on, I really I feel like if I ever saw him, I smack the Holy Ghost out of him. But that's a whole nother chapter. That being said, a lot of people say things just for clickbait. That was one of them. And you can try to use whatever justification you want, but that's like seeing his ideology. It's not original. It actually comes from Matt Moscona. So if you want to, be a Matt Moscona clone, go for it. But the one thing I do pride myself on, I pride guys like you and Marlon, is that even if we don't agree, it's an original thought. If you're gonna disagree, if you're gonna say something wild, at least let that be your thought. Don't try to use somebody else's shit for clout, man. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, he posted that. I seen a lot of people in his mentions, and like I say, man, a lot of people is riding for this Love, bro. A lot of people, and I think a lot of people riding for Love because a lot of reasons. I think we started a new regime. We started that new regime with Reggie when Reggie came here and it just gave that spoke to the city. We just need juice. We need some offensive firepower. A lot of people are just done with Kendrick Miller. He's like a forgotten thought. I don't even see nobody mentioning nothing about Kendrick Miller. So he's like an afterthought right now, and everybody just want a breath of fresh air. A lot of people seeing what Saquon Barkley then did. If we could just get like a good guard, they think we could recapture that same type of magic that they had in Philly, especially with Kellen Moore being the head coach. And it'll take some pressure off of Tyler Shough. But another thing that'll take some pressure off of Tyler Shough is another guy that can, stretch the field. And Tyler Shough could throw that ball deep. And it's looking like Cam Jordan, he might be on his way out, but we might have a reunion with Rashid Shaheed. How possible do y'all think that could be a reunion in New Orleans with Rashid Shaheed?
Zero. Zero.
I'm not gonna say zero. I'll say like maybe a 10-15% chance, strictly because ain't no bad blood there. But why would the Saints
Yeah,
do it?
I'll say that.
The Saints don't really have a motive to go after Shaheed because whatever you pay Shaheed, you already. And I'm not saying they should be counted on. I'm saying they're there. You got Jalen Polk and Trey Palmer, who are the same essential player to Rashid Shaheed, and you got 8 draft picks. You can find Shaheed in the draft. You can find him possibly as an unrestricted free agent. So it's not like there's no need to go give Shaheed a big money contract to where he making, I don't know, let's say $5 million over $5 million a year. You don't have to because you can find somebody in the draft that you can get that from for cheaper.
Oh
So
shit, he
I don't
getting
think you should.
about 16 million, man.
Oh yeah, no question. I just want to use a small number so I could just show
Yeah.
people how insignificant it is to where you ain't gotta worry about that. They can find another Shaheed. What they cannot find is somebody that can help them run the ball because they tried. Audric Estime is not that person. Devin Neal is not that person. And you still, you can't count on Alvin Kamara or Kendre Miller. So you have to get it because your leading scorer in rushing last year was Tyler Shough with 3 touchdowns. Tyler Shough only played 9 games. So if Tyler Shough led the team with 3 rushing touchdowns, That go to show you how garbage everybody else was. You cannot go into this year without a real running back. You just
Yeah,
can't.
I
I
was.
know a lot of people talking about that boy from Arkansas too, and I don't think he's a bad running back. I think he's damn good, but he ain't
He
Jeremiah
ain't
Love.
Jeremiah Love.
That's it.
B, how you feeling about what if we try to get Kenneth Walker Etienne from the Jaguars?
If you can get Walker out for it, Etienne is not so much. Not that I'm against him. It's the idea of he's another player that's kind of spent a lot of time injured as well, man. So it's like you basically you sign him potential. If he stays healthy, he's a good running back for you. But you would have to sign more than one because you would have to sign Etienne and then go get you another running back because Etienne stay hurt. And Alvin Kamara can't be counted on. Again, Kendra Miller can't be counted on. Devin Neal can't be counted on. Audric Estimate can't be counted on. These are depth pieces. You don't have a real number one. And I
You
think
don't have
that's
a
the
number
shit. You
two.
don't even have number two. We're on the same page. You don't even have number two. So it's like, nah, bro. You have to do what you have to do at this point, man. So look, I can understand why people say the things that they say, but I think they gotta look at the broader picture. Like everybody want to see the Saints win. Nobody really want to care how they really do it, and I think that's the problem. Nobody cares. That's my only issue, if you want to call it that, with Homer Q. It's not that I have a problem with Q. I think he a cool ass dude. He funny. I just think sometimes he want to win so bad he don't really care how the Saints win. He just want to see them win, and I think how they win also matters.
Hmm.
Like
I'll
if like
say,
if I gave
oh,
Homer Q this question, my bad, dog. If I asked Homer Q, would you rather win a Super Bowl right now, or be able to win Super Bowls 10 years from now? Homer Q gonna pick right now because he don't know what it's gonna be 10 years from now. But right now if we can
mhm.
win one, give me one right now. And that ideology, I'm just like, yeah, but what did you give up to get it? So now you're gonna be a shitty team for the next 8 years, and you'll be crying about how they need to be better. Because and you could have made that happen today. That's all I'm saying. It's just a different opinion.
What you was about to say, Marlon?
I was gonna say on ETN. ETN is tricky because like I think ETN market, like Javante Williams got 8 million a year. I think ETN market starts with like 10, 11. I don't I ain't really comfortable with paying that because I don't think ETN I don't think he's as explosive as like people advertise. They make it like he's like, oh man, he a home run hitter. He got 1 year averaging better than 5 yards a carry, and that was in 2022. Like other than that, it's been 3.8, 3.7. This year was like 4.3. I don't think he can be a bell cow back, even though it ain't a lot of bell cow backs left. I'm just saying I don't think he can be a bell cow. Far as like Kenneth Walker, I don't want to pay. I think Kenneth Walker with that Super Bowl MVP, I think Kenneth Walker gonna try to get like 13, 14 million a year. And that's just not a market that I'm cool with on a running back that he can't pass block. He can't really play a lot of passing situations. Like again, I do think they need to sign a running back because as I said before, I don't think they have a running back two on the roster. But the after paying Elvin and all that, and it just not going right, I'm kind of cool on the paying the big money, like over 10 million for a running back. But again, they do need to sign another running back
I,
before the draft even happens.
I can tell you this: if they sign Rico Dowdle, I ain't mad.
Yeah, Rico Dotto, I'm not mad at that. I know I make fun of him a lot. Tyler Algier is not a bad signing. He do some stuff. He's a hammer type of back. He can play on passing downs because he can pick up a blitz, which is like really important. Um, it's not bad as long as it's not like a high price. Hell, I'll sign that dude from Tampa that be whooping our ass, Sean Tucker. I
Yeah,
think he'll be the cheapest of them. I think you can give Sean Tucker 2 years. I give Sean Tucker 2 years, 8 million, full million a year, and I think I immediately got at least a running back two on the roster.
shit. I ain't gonna lie to
And
you, bro. My thought process was to sign him and Dowdle and just call it a day. You
Hmm.
sign both of them. You get rid. If you get rid of Kendra,
oh,
Alvin is gonna be
Hey,
sparing the years.
Kendrick not gonna be on this team, so
Yeah,
I don't name him. And I think Devin Neal will be on the team because again, he ain't no great back. He never gonna be a great back. The one thing he do is he know how to pass block. And we got niggas on this, like, bro. So Elvin was the worst pass blocker in the league last year as a
Sure,
running
the
back.
fuck was. My God, that
He
boy was
gave up
horrible.
he gave up the most sacks on the team, by the way. And like I think he only had like 40 some pass blocking snaps, but he gave up 6 sacks with a bunch of pressure. Kendrick couldn't even play. He couldn't even play passing downs because you almost treat him like a rookie. Devin Neal could, and Estimate was decent at it when he got the play, but I view Devin Neal as a running back 3, and I view Estimate as a running back 3, and then so I think we need a 2, and we need another guy as well, but we need at least a 2. I think we got to have at least a running back 2 before the draft even start.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, partner.
If you like the content, go ahead on and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead on and subscribe. Also, if you're in the comment section, if y'all have a question for B or have a question for Marlon, go ahead on and put your question down in the comment section, and we're gonna get to it in an orderly fashion. We already got a question right now from you dig 545. He says, "Will you draft Dylan Thieneman in the second round?"
Oh, he ain't gonna beat that that white boy going in the first round, bro. That's
He ain't
dead.
going in the second round.
Who is that?
He ain't going in the second
It's a
round, bro.
safety from
That's the
Oregon that
safety
was
from
a
Oregon.
but his Purdue tape is even better than the Oregon tape. But he one of them safeties. I can play him deep. I can play him box. I can put him in the star. You can do a lot of stuff with him. That's the difference. I think one of the other reasons, like just to touch on like that star position and like just the safety, I think some of the stuff last year with like Justin Reed, I think Justin Reed is a strong safety. And if you watch in like Jonas Sanker out of college is a strong safety. So you got two strong safeties playing with each other. And then you got two rookies also on the field, and like Quincy Riley and Sanker as well. So I think like you only had like one old vet on the field, which was Reed, that's played a lot of football. So I think the positions kind of like tweak, but I think he'll be better next year because I think them dudes, I think Sanker and Riley getting experience will make him better. But I do think that them two guys like Sanker and Reed kind of both playing the same position that can't hinder you. But I think like far as that star position and slot corner that Alante play, I don't think they want a cornerback playing that spot no more. I think they want a safety playing that spot. The best slot stars in the league or star position players in the league are the ones who play safety. You got two dudes at corner who play it great. You got three dudes at corner who like true corners who play it great. Cooper DeJean, Trent McDuffie that got traded yesterday, and Devin Witherspoon sometimes plays it, but he plays outside too because they got the safety that play it. But I think that's what they really want to put. That's why I think Caleb Downs is in play at at 8. I think that's probably if I had to guess, man, I'd say that's their number one target, even probably over Love, because that safety, yeah, I think that would be the number one target, especially like losing Demario and Cam potentially. That safety that can play the star.
What you got, B?
I mean, there ain't nothing else I can add to it, bro. Rainey nailed it, bro. It's down like that when it comes to the safety position for as fast as Cinnamon is, it's Caleb Downs and as everybody else. And he's
Mm.
that good, bro. Like he is that good. So for me, yeah, Downs is my number one. I think, for everybody else, I'm not sure who would be number one on their board, but if you gave me Caleb Downs, that's a good draft. Whatever else they get after that, that's a good draft. Because that's a day one starter right there. Immediate impact, potential, defensive rookie of the year type thing.
All right. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If y'all have questions for B or Marlon, put them down in the comment section below. We're gonna get to it in orderly fashion. We got another question from you. Dig 545 says, "What's your take on Jacob Rodriguez?"
I think he's a really, really good linebacker. If you get him in if he can last to the third round, you get him in the third round. He's basically like another version of what they got when they got Stuntsman, man. You get him later on, but he's a high impact player when you see him on the field. I like what he did at the Senior Bowl. I like what I seen with his tape and stuff like that, man. So if he in the third round, yeah, you draft him in the second round. I ain't really with that.
I ain't gonna lie, he played his way into the end of the first round with that combine he had because he answered every question that they had questions about his athleticism. He jumped high, he ran like a 4.6 flat, which is good for a linebacker, really good for a linebacker. Um, then like his football tape, his tape just the tape is the tape. The nigga can he one of them dudes. He show you like I think linebacker one of the positions where linebacker is probably it's a mind issue because you got guys like Devin White who's freakishly athletic and never been a good linebacker in the NFL. Jacob Rodriguez, like he knows how to cover, he know where to be at. Like that would
Football
be a great
IQ.
Demar. Yeah, high football linebacker is a high football IQ. I got this thing like I'm kind of a little biased against them dudes who like them SEC linebackers who be really fast. They come to the NFL and they be ass because it's just like, bro, you just faster than everybody. In the NFL, everybody fast. But Jacob Rodriguez, if he could fall to the third, I love it. But shit, he might go at the end of the first round.
It's possible, man. I knew he was a second round pick, but if he get up there, man, like I ain't mad at it because like you said, bro, his tape matches football IQ, which matches athleticism, and he's a really really good player. He really is. I mean, you can't be mad at it. For me, if the Saints go defense, like okay, Jeremiah Love gets taken, let's say by the Tennessee Titans, so he's off the board right now. So
Mhm.
that means the best players you could potentially pick, best player available all you want to. The defensive players outweigh the offensive. So let's say the Saints get Caleb Downs. You go defense in the first round. For me, I want them to go offense in the second.
Yeah,
That's when I would want them to look for their running back or their wide receiver. So that's why I put it at third round. But that's just the way I see it happening. If they went defense on the first round and went Caleb, and then went defense in the second round and went with Jacob, I mean shit, I can't be mad at that, bro, because you got two players that can come in and damn that start for you from day one. With both of them high football IQ guys as well, man. So I can't be mad at that type of stuff. The Saints really are in a good position to draft good players. They just can't F it up, man. And that's really all it is. You are in a good position to get good players, and this is a deep draft for everything you need. Just don't mess it up.
Mhm. Uh, Yesterday I was on Saints Twitter, and I've been seeing a couple of people. They've been debating on if these guys might be available. Who should we take? And it was Pittman or Alec Pierce. Uh, which one of them guys that you think fit New Orleans best if they'll be available in free agency?
I think that's a loaded question because you got which one would fit best as far as on-field play, and which one would fit best as far as financially. Financially, Pittman is the better fit. On the field, I'm taking Pierce. So I think it's a little bit. Don't get me wrong, Pittman ain't no scrub, but he ain't better than Pierce at this point. So if you're asking me who would I'd rather have, I'd rather have Pierce. But I know Pittman is the cheaper option, and he's taller.
oh, they both the same. I think Pittman actually might be taller, but bro,
Yeah,
Pittman.
yeah,
I mean
Pittman
Pierce.
taller. Oh, you think Pierce is
Yeah.
taller?
No, no, no. I'm saying this on my point. I think
Oh yeah.
Pierce is like a Rashid Shaheed level deep threat, but he's in a 6'4" body, and he can do far more as a wide receiver. Like I think it's a reason why you hearing them numbers talking about, oh, he gonna get like a contract, 4 years, 110 million. Like he can get a contract that big, and it wouldn't surprise me, and I wouldn't blame a team for doing it. Hell, cheap shit. I'll pay two receivers, but I know they're not gonna do that. But like if you asking me to just pick player to player, it's not even close. And I like Michael Pittman, but I got a hot like shit. I wanted that draft. I want the Saints to take two receivers. I want them to go receiver back to back. So I was looking at Pierce and like whoever they took in the first round, and then like Pierce and shit in the second round. So his talent is that like he worked. It's gonna be a surprise how much he get paid, but I don't think a team not gonna have buyer's remorse on his contract.
Mhm.
Like I think like buyer's remorse to me, like I think whoever paid that dude, Jawan Jennings from the 49ers, you're gonna have buyer's remorse on that contract the first year. You're not gonna have that with Pierce.
Hmm. What's y'all thoughts on everything that's been happening so far today? With the trades and guys getting signed and whatnot. I know the last person I seen, the big news, last thing I seen happen was DJ Moore to the Bills, I believe. So, what's y'all guys' take on everything that just been going on today?
I think that DJ Moore, the fact they got a second round pick for him while he going to like year 9, and I know it's not all him, but his play wasn't the same the last 2 years. But like I said, them getting a second round pick for him, plus that opened up the potential trade that's about to happen because I think this Max Crosby trade about to happen as early as tonight or today or in a couple of hours. But like that's a lot of money that got freed to get Max Crosby. But I like it for Buffalo too, but I don't think Buffalo should be done by any
Hmm.
means.
Yeah, man. I think the Texans they making the most moves right now. It's looking like they trying to see what they could do. Uh, Shoot, right now I don't think what his name is. Josh Allen. He ain't gonna have no excuses this coming up season now, boy. He already didn't fumble this last playoff loss he didn't have. So yeah, man. I think next season gonna be very interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Um, is there any places that is there any trade that y'all would like to see the Saints make?
I think it's more like,
Um.
man, with the Saints, I want to see them make moves to better the team, even if it's not an immediate move. Like I think they got to move linebacker Pete Warner. You got to. I think Pete Warner being gone helps the team long term. It's almost like addition by subtraction. What they get back in return is what they get back. Cesar Ruiz is another dude. I know it creates a hole in the offensive line, and you already have that. But you also have that same hole with Cesar Ruiz being here as well. So I think moving Cesar Ruiz, moving Pete Warner would probably be the best things for you. Again, I'm a dude that would call Alvin Kamara bluff. I would trade him. If teams are calling and they want him, I would trade out. I would trade him and make Alvin retire if that's what you're gonna do. I need to see you do it for me to believe you'll do it. So those are three guys I wouldn't mind seeing being moved in whatever capacity that they are. And for Spencer's purposes, I think for Spencer, it'd be nice to see him get a fresh start somewhere. I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna happen, but it'd be nice.
Yeah, I think Spencer is gonna be our backup, and I'm perfectly fine with keeping him. I and like also regarding like other trades, I don't think Derek Carr get traded because I don't think nobody want him, and I don't care. Like I don't care about an extra draft pick for him. I'm just glad he's not here. Far as like moves, I would make. I think Ruiz is my one. That's the one. Like, dude, I would take a 7th round pick just to get him off the roster. Like, and I know they still gonna be taking dead money, but they'll free a little bit. They'll free a little bit of cap space up, like about 2.5 million, and then you like completely off his contract from good, like on the cap next year. But like, I would move him. Werner, it's a little different because if Demario going, I still need a guy in the off ball linebacker spot because Stutzman was meant to be a middle linebacker. He played the same
Yeah,
position that Demario Davis played. So like, yeah, it's gonna be a drop off leadership wise, but like that's the position he plays. But so Werner, I didn't like the contract extension, but he's not expensive. He's not a guy that you got to restructure and do all that. And because you restructuring Warner, you save like you save like 1.5 million just touching his contract. So it's pretty pointless. So I'm fine with him staying. AK, we already spoke on that, but like, dude, I'm trying to move off Ruiz. That's really the one I'm doing. He ain't getting restructured. It's nothing else I got to see. I know what I seen.
Hmm.
yeah. When it comes to Warner, it's not even his on-field play that bothers me. It's his injury history. Like for somebody that's built like a safety and plays linebacker, like the dude just can't stay healthy. And I can't. I don't as a linebacker, you got to at least be on the field, bro. Like and if, with Demario being gone potentially, I mean that's even more of a reason for me to need you to stay around. And if you can't stay on the field, you're no help to me.
Hmm.
Kind of remind me of Alex Anzalone. When he was on the field, he was nice to have around, but he was never on the field.
If you like the content, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead on and subscribe to the channel. It help out the channel. If y'all have any questions, go ahead on and put your questions down in the comment section below for B and Marlon. We got another question right now from Young Nola 504 says, who are we getting to replace Jordan?
To replace Cam?
Yeah.
Like I think it depends, man. I don't like, and as far as draft is probably where I would go because you're not gonna find any like the Saints got lucky with Chase Young. You're not gonna find a young elite defensive pass rusher on the cheap like they got Chase for. That just so like Chase injury history played a role in that. So you not like, and I know people were like, well, go get Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson gonna cost you. I'm not saying you shouldn't try for it, but he's gonna cost you, and you probably can't afford to pay him and pay. You got to potentially pay Olave. You still got Shuck coming up. You got a lot of contracts that you got to worry about. So you can't go giving, no damn Trey Hendrickson no $100 million contract right now. So for me, I would guess that they're gonna go draft to replace Cam Jordan. Right now, you got Chase on one side, you got Carl on the other. If you had to say who's replacing Cam, you could try to say Chris Rumph is a backup. All right, maybe. Stallberg being a backup. All right, maybe. But you're probably looking at the draft for your next guy more than likely. I don't see them signing a dude that's gonna replace what Cam does. I can see them making a play for a dude like Nakobe Dean, somebody like that you might want to bring in to play linebacker for you, but not pass rusher, not edge.
What you got, Marlon?
I mean, I can see them going like say like a guy. I think it's draft, but I can see them going after a guy like a Caleb Von Chazon. I know he redeemed his career, but like when you a first round bust, like of his degree, where he was picked at, like you never gonna like beat expensive. So like, say if they sign Chazon for like 3 years, 30 million or something like that, I can see them doing something like that. But I just think it's that and like the draft. I don't think they're gonna spend like major money on a defensive end.
What about the guy up in
I don't even know if Cam going though. We don't even know if Cam going now. Whether Cam is here or not, they still gonna sign. They still either gonna sign or draft somebody because Cam
Yeah.
got 1 year max. But I don't know if Cam is particularly gone just yet.
what about the guy from the Giants?
What, Kayvon
Who?
Thibodeau?
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
trading a third round
I'm
pick for
not
him.
trading for him.
Hmm.
No, I mean like
If
if
they cut him,
it's a third round, he's not getting cut. But I don't want to trade my third round pick for him on a player that got 1 year left on his contract. I'm good.
yeah, I'm good on it. If the Giants would have cut him, I'd say yeah, go for him. But to have to trade for him, I wouldn't trade for him
All right, we got
unless the draft capital came down. Like
Like if they
let's
say
use it for example. If they traded, let's say Derek Carr unretired, and they traded Derek Carr to the Jets for a 4th round pick. Okay, I trade that pick to the Giants and be
yeah,
like, because I got an extra 4. But no, I ain't giving up none of the draft picks I got.
like like they talking about like okay, I think if the Saints traded like if the Saints say like the Vile trade, if they didn't make that Vile trade and they had their fourth round pick, and that's like pick 107 or something, I would trade either my third and a sixth round pick or just trade 107 for him straight up. And I do something like that. But they can't take that contract on for a player that only got 1 year left on his deal. So I'm cool. That's like we ain't got that much financial freedom yet. That's like something they can do next year.
it'll be funny that somebody had brought to my attention yesterday.
Well,
If Kyler Murray go to the Falcons and everybody now the quarterback, like that'll be some crazy shit right there, boy. I
no,
got Bryce
I'm
Young.
gonna tell you what's crazy. I actually thought, what if Tua went to the Falcons? I didn't. Now Tua's still short, but I
they get the
actually
number
thought
one
about
pick.
Tua. Yeah, I actually
Hmm.
trying to play for the Falcons right now.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be weird seeing the Falcons like with another quarterback. It's gonna be weird seeing Cam Jordan in a new uniform. I don't know. Mike Evans might leave. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Nah, I think that's big for Tampa. Bro, I'm sorry. I know we got this like I know we don't like Mike Evans or nothing. This is my personal opinion. I think Mike Evans makes everything go in that Tampa offense. I think Tampa isn't shit without him. They have nobody on the field that requires a mismatch or that has to be guarded or has to move that moves the safety around like him. I think I like Emeka Ibuka, him and Chris Godwin, and especially this version of Chris Godwin is washed. That injury that ended him. That he took like a year and a half ago, that ended him. But like Tampa, you take Mike Evans out the field. Mike Evans not no burner, but that's a 6'5" guy that know how to stack a cornerback on top of him. Like you remove him, you remove like they won't be able to play, they won't be able to go deep, they won't be able to occupy anything downfield. I think that's gonna be a devastating move for them far as like winning the division. Now I still do think that they have good talent. I think they got the second best player in the division at uh at left tackle and worse. But like, they getting older, but and they getting older, but like they need an edge really bad. And then like I just think Mike Evans one of them players that's really, really hard to replace, even if he not the same level of player and he always hurt. So I think that's gonna really hurt Tampa this year, in my opinion.
Uh, Marshawn Lattimore just got released. What it was today or yesterday? What's a good landing spot y'all think he could land in? Y'all think the door is closed for a reunion with him? Marlon, I mean B. That's what you said, Tainted Fate. Retirement home is over for Lattimore.
I had to leave where my sound had cut off, so I didn't hear what you said after.
I was saying Marshawn Lattimore had got released. No chance we bringing him back,
Oh
especially if
no,
we
I'm
get
good,
rid-
man. That's my goat. But I think if he want to play in the league, I think it'll be like he'll take like a little small $2 million contract, and the team will let him rehab or some shit like that. And I don't think he'll come back as a corner. I think he'll play safety if he came back into the league. If he decided to continue playing, like if he don't want to go out the way he did, I think he'll come back as like a safety for another year. So I'm good on that.
Team Dirty said a good landing spot for Lattimore might be Rouse's.
I
uh,
I gotta. I thought Lattimore was better at corner last year than whatchamacallit was. Than whatchamacallit was at running back. I think that's how bad AK play was for me.
you there, B?
Yeah, Brock Higgins. Now my bad, fam. Driving through these places, man. The phone don't always cooperate.
Mm. Yeah, we were just talking about Lattimore. He got released. I was just trying to see if we might have to bring him back if we let go of Alante.
Man, I'll whip Mickey Loomis ass. He bring Marshawn Lattimore back.
Oh, B speaking.
Yeah,
Oh, I couldn't hear him. You think I
because
should just leave and come back? I
you can
couldn't
hear him
hear
now.
him. I can hear you. I can't hear him.
Oh yeah, leave and come back.
All right.
Um, yeah, man, I should. I
Yeah,
mean,
I ain't good with that. I ain't good with that Marshawn one, man. I that's like trying to get back with your ex after years of y'all being apart, man. There was a reason why y'all split up.
mm, you can hear B now, Marlon. You there, Marlon? I don't know, he cut out. But shit. I mean, I think
Marlon
we
back.
just let his old connection thing in. He tried to come in with the new one, but that went out. So he probably got to come in with another one. But he'll join again. Um, I gotta get your take on this though, B. We gotta. mm, Okay, let me go ahead on that. You can hear me, B.
Yeah, I can hear you, fam.
You can hear Marlon.
I can't hear Marlon.
Well, he ain't say nothing yet. Marlon, you there?
All right.
You hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can, yeah, we good
All
now.
right. Yeah, I had to restart my thing.
All right, all good, all good. Now we got to talk about that team across the street, man. I'm gonna let Marlon go first on this one because I know B got a lot to say. Um, look like the beef, sometimes beef never die. Sometimes beef just died down, but it will never die, bro. It's looking like our team and Stephen A. Smith is at it again, bro. What you think? we got going on with Stephen A. Smith to just have this back and forth every so often, and it is crazy because it's with the team social media account. Like, what you think about that, Marlon? I don't know if you heard the first part, but I was just asking about what you think about what's going on with Stephen A. Smith and the Pelican social media team.
I mean, he looked petty beefing with his social media team, but like other than that, like yeah, that's petty and childish, but they need to be eviscerated or whatever that fucking word is as an organization. I think they such a shitty organization that like at this point, bro, I don't even care. Like I'll come back when they if they ever sell, but I just think like from the top to bottom, far as like the leadership and the organization, from like how an NBA team really supposed to be run, they need to be thrown through the ringer nationally. So I just let B go because I know he's gonna be way more passionate than me.
Not really, brother. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't paying attention to nothing they do. I thought the Stephen A. Smith shit was funny, but I also thought it was saying that he not like it like the
He's
way
not
Stephen A.
wrong.
Smith. No, he's not wrong. But what made me laugh was that you would think he was talking to Joe Dumars. You would think he was talking to James Borrego. You would think he was talking to Gail Benson. He's not. Bro, you're arguing with the dude that runs a social media account. Like, what the hell did you think he was accomplishing? It's like it's retarded. It's like, man, look, that's like arguing with a nobody, bro. Like, what? Like, and not to mention that, but you fighting the fight you can't win. Shit talking the Pelicans does not change the fact that the social media account is trolling your dumb ass. And right after you did all of that, they posted a picture of Max Kellerman sipping on tea. You can't win. Like, I mean, like, look, man, that whole trying to run down his resume and I was a snot-nosed kid in Hollis, Queens. Boy, don't nobody care about that. I promise you, and I think I've said it before publicly. Nobody had. I'm not trying to act like I'm the smartest man walking. I'm not. But what I know, and what I don't, I don't. I have a master's in communications. My undergrad degree is in sociology. And so that means I had to take a bunch of sociology classes, a bunch of psych classes. I knew who Stephen A. Smith was before he ever told us. A person that uses big words for no reason at all, that don't fit. You
Oh damn. Damn,
You cut off right at the good part.
yeah, you cut out right at the good part, B. You gotta replay it again, man. You can hear us, B?
you can hear me, Mark?
I
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can hear you
you.
now. You
Oh,
cut out right when you said a person
all
that
right.
says big words.
I bet. So if you ever paid attention, people that use big words, they always use it in the terminology in what you're talking with. You hear doctors talking about cardiac, pulmonary, and all this or not. They're using it in the same sentence as what everything flows with. When you ever hear a lawyer talking, they're talking about certain case laws and stuff like that. They use it in a certain manner. Whenever you hear somebody like Ti, and in the middle of him talking gangster, he says something like a 5-syllable word, then you know that's, I'm not saying Ti not smart. I'm saying it don't apply right there. You're trying too hard. So when in the middle of this, I just expeditiously go on to my next point, you automatically know I'm doing that shit to flex because I'm trying to make y'all think I'm smart. That's Stephen A.
Mm.
Smith right there. And then he come right out and tell you, yeah, when I was growing up, I was a dummy. Nigga, we knew. Because you be trying to use unmitigated gall in the middle of a nothing conversation. Like, stop. So
Mm.
that's how I knew that if you ever paid attention to it, this again, I'm just reading Stephen A. Smith for who he is. Who have the people Stephen A. Smith has had problems with? Skip Bayless went to Vanderbilt University, one of the most prestigious universities in the country. Max Kellerman, Ivy League. Marcellus Wiley, Ivy League. Will Kane. All these people are smarter than him. It's intimidating. Who does Stephen A. Smith get along with? Shannon Sharp. The dude he got on his show right now, Mad Dog Russo. All of these dudes are fucking morons. I'm not saying it like they don't have some semblance of intelligence. They're just not educationally based people. They like him. They go off of emotion. If you ever pay attention, Stephen A. Smith, when he get a script, what's the first thing he tell you when he talk? Well, this person averaged 4.4 rebounds and 3.6 assists. Nigga, you can read the stat sheet. We get it. But if you ever hear him try to talk about something intelligently, he can't. I've been to who Stephen A. Smith was. Intelligence intimidates. So for that, you trying to run down your resume to the Pelicans, which only makes you look like even more of a fucking goofball because we already know you a damn dummy. This was stupid to me. Stephen A. Smith took 20 minutes out of his day to go at the Pelican social media account, and all they're gonna do is post them. It's almost like arguing with 50. T.I. could drop all the diss tracks he want. 50 ain't gonna do nothing but post a meme, and he gonna get the same reaction. This is what that was. And do I think T.I. was kicking 50 ass? Yes, but it don't matter because he don't care. The Pelicans do not give a shit if Stephen A. Smith is more popular. All they're gonna do is wait a little bit and troll his goof ass again. Same thing everybody else does. It's not that difficult to understand. But he got emotional because they hit home. That is a sore spot for him. And whenever you somebody like him that feel like his accomplishments define who he is, you're always gonna get him. Always. This is a losing battle for him. But I ain't gonna lie, I was happy it happened on both sides. I was happy because somebody needs to read the Pelicans their rights. If Gail Benson didn't hear that shit for her, what her own is, to hear how sorry her franchise has been in 24 years, then ain't nobody can tell her nothing. The best thing we can hope for is that Ty Graves or Tito Fertillman or somebody buy the damn team and just say we're gonna start a brand new. That's the only hope we have. And guess what? Gail ain't selling no time soon, so we in this one here for the long haul.
Yeah, and it's real crazy because just not too long ago, like maybe 2 nights ago, the Pelicans had rolled out they start lineup for the first time in I don't know how long. Like it's just crazy. Like it's just the same old song and dance with the Pelicans. You got Young Nola 504 says y'all think Love gonna be gone by 8th now? Are we good?
No, I still think you got to jump too many teams to get him. Like, and the Saints not gonna do that. In order for you to get Jeremiah Love, you gotta hope Tennessee don't want him. You gotta hope the Giants don't want him because the Giants really don't have a running back. They had Cam Scatterbo, but he got hurt last year, so that kind of lets you know, well, maybe I can't depend on him. So I could see the Giants doing it. Arizona wouldn't surprise me. They're trying to rebuild a team. So that's what the 3rd team, the 4th team, the 6th. No, the Jets I think picking 4th. But no, Jets 2nd. So you got Arizona at 3. You got Tennessee at 4. You got the Giants at 5. Shit, Cleveland need a run game too. So it wouldn't surprise me if Cleveland jumped into it. So I just think there's too many teams that are ahead of the Saints that could use him for me to believe he's going to be there at 8. If he's there, you take him. Unless, it's between him and Caleb Downs. And then, then you got a hard decision to make and you can't go wrong.
What you got, Marlon?
Yeah, I think it's a chance there. I'm gonna still put it. I had it at 50%, but right now I'm gonna say it's like a 30%, 35% chance there. Again, like B says, you take them. I just think the teams in front of us, but really mainly Tennessee. I think that's a team to just watch out for. And it's not even the visit; it's just that I can just see them doing it.
All right. Y'all like the content, hit the like button. If you not subscribed, go ahead on and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna take my last question and I'm gonna go ahead on and let these guys get up out of here. We got Young Nola 504 with the last question. What's a realistic pick now at 8?
Again, I'm gonna go with the 6 defensive players, the 5 defensive players, and then Love. So I'm gonna go like the Styles, Downs, the 3 edge rushers, and then Love.
All right, what you got, B?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, brother. The Saints really probably in the best position they could have asked for being at 8 because it damn near don't matter who they pick. What's a realistic pick? I actually think Caleb Downs is realistic. I think Jeremiah Love is somewhat realistic, and I think guys like Sonny Styles and David Bailey, man. I think all of these cats are realistic. The thing is that the Saints really they can't go wrong. It's like even if they went with one of the wide receivers, like you can even with Jordan Tyson being hurt. You can justify the Saints picking him at 8 because you can always say, well, look, he was hurt last year. He sat out a bunch of games. We don't have to be ready till week 1. We can take our time because we know once he's healthy, we have a legit 6'3", 6'2", 6'3" wide receiver. That's a threat. So to be honest, man, I don't care who they pick at 8. I just don't want to see them do something like pick an offensive tackle or somebody or anything like that. Other than Peter Woods, who I can't stand. And like an offensive tackle, it don't matter who they pick at 8. They're not gonna make me mad.
All right, man. Well, shit, I'm gonna go ahead on and let you guys get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for coming on the show. But before I let y'all go ahead on and share any last thoughts that y'all got that y'all want to share to the fan base. And just a closing thought on regarding the Saints. You could go first, Marlon, and let them know where they can find you at on Twitter.
Y'all can follow me on Twitter at It's Rainy Though, ITSRAINEYDOE. I just think that this week, I think you could see like a changing of the guard as seen like in the last couple of hours, where they start to like turn a page onto the next chapter. Um, Finally like bring like an ending and a finality to like the Peyton Breeze era. Whether we don't know what the next like we don't know what the future can hold for like or how it's gonna go, but I just think it's gonna be like a closing of the guard. And yeah, it's gonna be bittersweet to potentially lose some guys or move on for some guys because they city legends, franchise legends, but sometimes change is needed. You can't just like let it keep going. And that's pretty much all I got.
All right, Marlon.
Right.
Appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Y'all boys take care.
All right. What you got, B?
My last thoughts is this, bro. I know everybody is like skipping clean over everything that's going on right now, man. And they anxious. They want everything to happen, in a split second. This ain't gonna be no quick process, man. This is a slow cook. The NFL draft is not till April. Free agency don't start till next week. So if the Saints aren't doing anything, don't lose patience. It's gonna happen because I'm like they technically can't do anything till Sunday, and then after Sunday they technically can't really sign anybody till Wednesday. And they might not if they jump out the gate early. It's probably gonna be for offensive linemen, which is fine. But don't get on Twitter and post a little meme with the stick. Come on, Saints, do something right now. They can't do nothing. They can't do anything right now. Stand patient, man. It's coming. Do I think the Saints are gonna be all of a sudden be a Super Bowl contender? No. But I think they're gonna slow cook their way into becoming a winning team. We just gotta kind of stand patient. It ain't gonna happen right now. Just be patient. Watch the move. The caps. Because right now the Saints are above the cap. I mean, they're under the cap. So they got 5.6, somewhat $6 million, something like that. So they can go shopping right now for somebody, right now. They ain't gotta wait. Any moves they make now is to build money to continue to go shopping. Just be patient, man. It ain't gonna happen right now. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Give it some time. We got a long way to go before for rookie mini camp start. So stand patient. Find me on Twitter at Battle Rap Bets, all one word.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate it.
Always, brother. You know you got me.
All right, for sure.
Bet.
All right, Who That Nation. Appreciate y'all for coming join this episode with me, B, and Rainy. Hope y'all like the content. Hit the like button. If y'all do, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, we got B Frank. B Franken 2 says, how y'all feel about signing Stefon Diggs? Me personally, I think Stefon Diggs got some bigger fish to fry. He still got some case that he got to go see about. So with that being said, along with any other, feelings that you might have that he's washed, off-field drama, distractions, things of that nature, I'm good. I'm good on Stefon Diggs. But me personally, I just want to have a good draft. I want to just make some good free agency signings. I'm very excited about the league. About the new season coming up. And who knows, man? I might be out there in across the seas into that new into the game that we supposed to have. I think we're supposed to have a game out there in Paris or something like London or something like that. Who knows, man? I might get y'all some coverage out there, man, for that game. We're gonna have to see about it, But until next time, man, all I gotta say is who that. Y'all be safe out there, and it's gonna be a lot of news about to be dropping, man. So just be on the lookout, man. But who that? I'm out.